Hi, I'm Allison.
Hi, I'm Justin.
And you're listening to the Otterly Owlsome podcast. Who knows what we'll talk about?
So tell me about your horny caterpillar.
That sounds dirty. No,
I said it on purpose.
Rory's been getting sick at night, and so we've been like changing her food schedule. So I went to take her out last night, like one last time. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna check on my peppers because it was raining all day, so I hadn't been out there to like make sure one hadn't fallen off again. And I was like, what is that? And it was dark, so I like had my flashlight out, and I was like, what is this? This doesn't seem good. And that's when I texted you, like, what is this thing? And it had like it was a scary caterpillar. Like, I didn't end up touching it. I got a stick and like nudged it.
Did it have the,
It had a little narwhal horn.
Right.
And it had like little teeth and legs. Yeah.
Did it have these little white things on it?
It was really dark, but
Yeah.
it looked kind of like that second one on the second row.
Second one, like right here?
Second row, second one.
This right here?
I don't know where you're pointing, so
Can't see that?
I can't see your mouth.
Oh, I'm doing it on my screen. Ha, that's funny.
I was like, what? Yeah,
This one right here?
that one.
Yeah.
But then, like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth one on the top row, I could see its little like. I saw its little whatever that is.
It's little mouthpieces?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to touch it. It's going to bite me. And then I saw the horn that you told me about. And I was like, David. And he's like, I'm going to bed. I was like,
Did you remove it? Did you take it off?
Yeah, I got them off. And then I started like looking to see if I could see what these moth eggs looked like. Because if there's any more in there, I want to get rid of them. So.
Well, he probably did some damage. Did he eat the peppers?
He started nibbling like that second one. It looks kind of like that on my pepper. Like he's nibbled a little bit. So. But
Yeah.
other than that, they didn't get to my big pepper. Or my second big pepper.
It's going to be like, when you finally get the pepper, you're going to bring it in like with ceremony and music, you know?
Well, so one, I think I told you, fell off during one of the microbursts we had. And so I cut it and replanted the seeds. Because, like, it was doing fine. It just, the wind knocked it off.
Right.
So.
And do you have anything else going besides the peppers?
No, everything else died. So I'm waiting for these to die, and then I'm going to do, like, an actual garden. I've enjoyed doing it. So.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. And what about Dexter? Is he...
When he's here, yeah, he goes out there and he wants to water it like every 10 minutes. And I have to explain that just like us, we don't need water every 10 minutes.
Yeah, he'll drown.
Yes. So, but he loves to water it and wants to pick them before they're ready. So,
Yeah, I've had a plethora of tomatoes that they just keep producing, and my peppers are all just like meh. They're all just like falling over, but still growing flowers. And then I don't know. I've had pepper disaster in my garden this year. So
I have like 5 flowers right now, and then I've got like 4 little bitty buds. Like all you can see is the butts, and then I've got one that's about this big, and then I've got the one that they've nibbled on.
They kind of do look like a butt. I mean,
yeah.
You had 3 cheeks or 4 cheeks. Yeah.
2 butts.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys have had a lot of rain?
No, we had rain yesterday, and then there's a chance of rain today, but it doesn't look like it right now. So
yeah, apparently some front has stalled over us, like you and us, you and me. It's gonna be here till like Monday. So
we're going to Atlanta Saturday
again.
Tomorrow. We didn't go, so David had the dates wrong.
Oh.
He thought we were supposed to go last weekend, and I pinged one of the guys that used to report to me and was like, hey, because he lived in the Battery in Atlanta, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be there. Do you want to like grab a drink? And he was like, when? I was like, oh, on Saturday for the game. He was like, Allison, you're not playing. And I was like, what? So I went and looked, and so it's tomorrow instead of last.
Well, hopefully the weather's good tomorrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. We looked it up, and there's no rain, and it's an evening game. So.
And this is baseball, right? Yeah. Yes.
I go for the atmosphere, I guess you could say.
Do you have a favorite snack or food?
Not really. I mean, stadium food. I think last time I got they have Chick-fil-A and stuff there too.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, the first game I went to, the girl in front of us ate a lot of Chick-fil-A throughout the game, and
just kept eating Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I don't like it that much.
And she was zooming in on Austin Riley and taking Snapchats of it and be like, look at my man. And I'm like, okay. Everyone on that team is way too young for there to be yeah.
I wonder why. I guess her friends are on Snapchat, I guess.
I don't know. But she was zooming in and putting the fire emoji and all this stuff. And I was just like, okay. Whatever works.
I'm much more discreet with my phone usage. I would feel weird if someone could see what I was doing on my phone.
Yeah, especially if I was doing something like that. That's weird.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen they have other TikToks and things or memes of people being able to read people cheating on their significant others at sporting events? Because they have you don't have an iPhone, right? You have something else.
I have a real phone, yeah.
First of all, I love my Apple products. But on the iPhone, which I assume you can do this on your whatever you have, you can make the font really big.
Yeah.
Because you can't see well. And these people have their font on 800-point font so you can read it from across the stadium. Next time I see one, I'll send it to you. But.
There was this elderly gentleman that used to hang out at a bar we used to hang out at. His name is Tim. And one day he was trying to show me something on his iPhone. It was a text message from somebody. And he just showed me his screen. And I had the same reaction. I was like, wow, that's really big text. That's humongous text. But I never thought about zooming in. I can, but I just never have.
Yeah. I don't need to yet, so...
I mean, just to read one message, you gotta scroll. And then you could get lost. You're like, oh, I scrolled too much. Now I gotta go back.
Yeah. It's one word's on your screen.
Yeah.
One at a time.
Yeah. Now, you did send me some Otter stuff. I've had a crazy week. I haven't looked at it yet, but... That's
okay. They'll still be there to cheer you. They were cheering me up this week. So.
Yeah.
I have had, I think, 6 workshops this week.
6 workshops?
Yes.
Are those draining to you? They are to me.
Yes, because I'm not a people person, and so I have to be on when I'm doing them, and because I'm very introverted, and so I've had to learn how to do my job over the years. And...
Is this what you look like for a workshop, or do you prepare differently?
Like this?
No, presentation, screen, background. Do you do anything do you dress up or?
I look nicer than this whenever I do workshop. But
I wasn't trying to solicit that, but.
But I don't put on heavy makeup or anything. But I do look more appropriate than right now. So.
But same background. You don't do a special background like Justin. Yeah.
No. Because if my hair's up in a bun, it usually cuts it off, and then I look like a weird boy if I do the background.
Oh my God. So there's one episode of this podcast where you had your hair up, and whatever it was, you kept doing this. You kept repositioning yourself. Oh. You'd sit up, and then slowly, you'd sink back down, and then you could this. And so I'm editing, and your bun is the mark. I was like, okay, bun's in, and then she's falling. Okay, shrink the video down. and then you come back up, and then I'd have to bring the video back up.
Okay.
So, yeah. I know exactly about the bun, Allison.
Yes, my bun.
You should know that when I'm editing, like, I get your face at, like, 100x sometimes trying to, like, get things positioned.
Oh, wow.
So I know your face very well.
That's scary. But now I've done problem this week. I've done Service Ops Workspace. I've done Employee Center. I think I did 2 problems this week.
That doesn't sound common to me, problem workshops.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't do problem, or they're doing it wrong. So
I had a customer tell me yesterday. It was yesterday. He's like, "We're doing problems because it helps us just put a bunch of incidents under one problem and close it." I'm like, I don't think that's what problems
just use
for.
a parent incident.
It's like, I think you've got a weird understanding of problem. Like, you have a problem, but that's not what you do with problems.
Yeah. Well, and then they were telling us that they have, like, I can't remember what they called it, but it was essentially major incident management. And they were like, would that go in problem? And I'm like, no, that's actually different. So,
do you find yourself doing a lot of ITIL education in these?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time. And they're like, well, we don't get the difference. I'm like, major incident is getting the service restored, problem is doing the root cause analysis. And they're like, yeah, that's what we do. I'm like, all right. Great.
I've tried to describe it as an incident is you're out of service. It is down. And a problem is it's back up, but you don't know why it's back up, or you've got a workaround in place and you need to figure out what the root cause is. And so you can have incidents still because it can go back down.
Yeah.
But
I tell them incidents, it worked yesterday and it's not working today.
Yeah.
And the request is I've never had it before and I need it. Or I need something new.
I like that description, yeah.
Yeah. The bad part was they were like, well, do we own major incident? I'm like, licensing wise, yes. But this engagement, no.
Yeah.
So now one of you get to do a demo of major incident. You're welcome.
Cool. I like doing a major incident.
I do too. So I was like, I don't actually mind doing it if I need to, but yeah.
I wish they would upgrade major incident to what they did for major security incident. Major security incident has its own workspace and it's really nice and integrated with SharePoint and Teams and stuff. But they haven't done it with major incident yet.
Yeah. Well, this is a smart launch with some add-ons, and so major incident was never mentioned. So,
can you tell me about the Service Operations Workspace workshop?
So we do all of our demos, like our workshop demos, in Service Ops Workspace, but we don't really explain what it is till we get in that workshop. So we just kind of break it down of like what the different panes do, the difference between that and the back end, like when you're not in the workspace. And then I love ServiceNow, but why I can't do anything with change management and Service Operations Workspace, just...
Oh, it's all fixed now.
No. It still says continue
so
change.
Your Windows, Allison, is frozen for me.
Quiet. Again?
We'll wait for her to come back. There she is.
Am I back? No, so I did the demo yesterday. No, this week I did a change demo. And you have to hit continue change at the top, and then it pops you into the backend view and not the Service Ops view. So whenever you need to like move the states with the UI action, it pops you in the backend view.
Okay. I don't think I've gone that far into change in a demo. Usually we stop with, hey, look, it can create a change request. Moving on.
Oh no, we do a full during the change demo, we do a full life cycle. And so when I get to Service Ops Workspace, I make sure to tell them, like, just know it's going to pop you out. It's supposed to do that. So
you guys do actual demos in the workshop?
We do workshop demos of what we're covering. So like the BA goes through like a PowerPoint deck or whatever to talk about the out of the box process and how it works. And then we go in and do like the real world, here's the walkthrough piece.
Gotcha. Is it in the customer's instance or?
It depends. Like, they're weird because sometimes they don't have their instance yet or they're struggling to get our credentials set up.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we have it, we brand it and do the demo directly in their instance. Otherwise, we have a dedicated instance. If it's not, we use a PDI if their stuff isn't available. She got a haircut yesterday.
I love how she came around the corner. She does look like she lost some weight.
No, she just lost all her hair. So you can see my face now.
Hi, Rory. You want to go play BALL?
But yeah, she got her little puppy haircut yesterday.
She's so big compared to when you got her.
I know. And she got her Batman symbol.
I noticed the little white mark. Haley has one of those too.
No. I call it her Batman symbol. For Dexter.
You should definitely research that. It is a fascinating evolutionary development in canines.
Really?
Yeah, the little spot on the chest. Yep.
Absolutely. But yeah, she's...
We'll tease that as a something for everybody to learn on their own.
I know. Okay,
it has something to do with being able to differentiate their face when you're looking like from a distance or whatever. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, her and Riley had their groomer come yesterday.
That's right, the mobile groomer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Did they get all freak out, like bark, or did they get excited?
They get excited. Well, like anytime Riley sees her leash, she gets excited. We're leash training Rory still, and she just tries to eat the leash. So,
that's hot.
But the groomer, she's a very nice woman. She's very loud, but she's very, very nice and does a really good job. So, and she comes to us.
Yeah, you can't beat that. And does she do the toes too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ears, toes, all of it.
We went through a toe trimming this week, so yeah, Halo is pretty good. So
yeah, Riley won't let us. So.
I'm still thinking about your workshops, and I have another question for you if you don't mind me switching back.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done a release management workshop?
I have. It's been like 2 years though.
Do you have an opinion on the release management application?
I feel like no one uses it. And unless you're doing like a lot of agile development where you truly need to put together your releases, I don't like, even when I was on the customer side, we didn't do releases.
Right.
You know, so I see the value if you're truly doing releases of things, but for the normal run-of-the-mill customer, you know. So.
What is your reaction if I share with you that they just came out with a new version of it?
I'm a little surprised they focused there and not other places that need it.
I was doing a ServiceNow store highlights episode, and it came across as a new app. They're re-releasing release management as a rebranded, re-architected application. So,
yeah. I mean, I bring it up like when people start talking about integrating with Jira. I always bring up release management because it makes sense if you're deploying a bunch of stuff from Jira to put them in releases and then move that release to change.
Right.
And then a former customer of mine, we got in an argument. This doesn't surprise you.
You argumentative?
Like, I know. I'm just opinionated, I think is what it is. They wanted to use change management to do like releases into subprod. And I was like, why? Why do you need a change? Like, is that required from some audit or government regulation? Like, is there a reason? And they were like, no, we just need to document it. And that's the only place. I'm like, well, you own release management. Why aren't you doing releases for your subprods? And then you already have everything documented. And then when you're ready to move to prod, you move it to the change request. They were like, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you don't make sense. And I had a very good relationship with them. And so I literally looked at them and I was like, why do you need a change request to move to a sub-prod instance unless, so I come from oil and gas, we had certain systems that if we touched it at all, didn't matter. You had to have a change request. Even to run a report within it, you had to have a change request.
Damn.
Because it was the gas control systems, which if they go down, it's a safety thing. And so I'm like, is there in this, what they did, I was like, I can't imagine there being that type of situation with what you all do. And he was like, well, it's just the way we've always done it. I'm like, you just said the words I hate. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. So they now do release management for sub-prods. And then they move that release when they're ready to go to production. They already have it all documented and packaged, and they move that release into change management. There's a lot of fighting, but
yeah, change seems too heavy-handed for a sub-prod. Yeah,
because I was like, why? You don't need all these approvals. You don't need to go through CAB. You don't need to bother all these people. It doesn't need the same scrutiny, unless, like I said, it's some situation where it's a safety thing, but.
Yeah,
that was the argument in me. Didn't die, and I won. So
that's probably more common than people think, is that people establish a way of doing things and then just say, hey, this is working. You know, we all understand it. I don't have to train anybody. I don't have to communicate anything.
And see, when they say that, I'm like, right, but we're changing some stuff, so piss them off all at once instead of incrementally. Like, one change.
Rip the Band-Aid off, yeah.
Because if you let them have it how they have it today, you're never going to be able to change it. Because they're going to say, well, you already gave it to me.
Yeah. And that probably, your way of doing it was probably a better adoption change of, hey, there's less work now and less stuff. So it's not a piss you off change. It's more like we're making it better for you change.
We're making it easier. You don't have to get approvals to move to your test instance. If I would have had to get an approval every time I moved an update to test when I worked for a customer, I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
That would have taken so much time because cabs are once a week. Like, how am I gonna get my stuff going?
Yeah.
I really sold them because I told them, like, everything in your release will map to the change. So you've already got all your documentation done. You just move it over. And they were like, oh, okay. That helps.
That was all it took, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if when you get to look at the new release management, if you still feel underwhelmed.
And like I said, it was fine. Not many people do release management.
I think I've demoed it one time in my entire 4 years here. Yeah.
I have only deployed it twice. And how long have I been doing this? 14 years. And I've done it twice.
Yeah.
And I remember the first workshop I had to do, I was like, oh no. Like, I went and I spent a lot of time preparing for the workshop because I had never done anything with it. So, yeah.
Well, I know you have another call after this one. So thank you for sparing me 30 minutes on a Friday.
Yes.
And I hope you have a good weekend and get rid of all your horny worms.
They're gone. Well, the two I saw, I looked again this morning. And so hopefully a bird ate them.
I don't think they do. They don't look very delicious either.
Yeah. They were freaking me out.
If they taste like Jolly Rancher sour apple, maybe.
No, I'm not going to explore it.
Let's extra try. Here, Doc, try this.
No.
They'll let you know if it's good or bad. That's what boys do. They put things in their mouths.
That's true.
All right. We're going to be late, so thank you. Have a good weekend. Talk soon.
You too.
All right.